Here is how to sauna like a Finn. Hey guys, my name is Coach Putter. In this video you'll learn the secrets that only Finns who have grown up using saunas know about how to maximize not only the health benefits of using saunas, but also to maximize the enjoyment of using a traditional Finnish sauna. For us Finns, using a sauna is all about the experience of the load. Funny enough, most Finns don't even know how good using a sauna actually is for their health. All they know is that nothing melts away your stress and nothing helps you to achieve a state of calm like a really good löyly. What the hell then is löyly? Well, löyly is the phenomena when you throw water on hot rocks. The water evaporates and this makes the room momentarily very hot and very humid. It turns out that not all löylys are created equal, so I will now show you how to create the best possible löyly experience and how to use your sauna like a Finn. The first step to maximizing your sauna experience is to have a good sauna in the first place. I've been to a lot of saunas in my life that must have cost tens of thousands of dollars to build, but quite frankly, they're absolutely shit just because the builder didn't know what to pay attention to. They were majoring in the minors and minoring in the majors when it comes to building a sauna that will actually produce a high quality löyly. It's all about choosing the right heater, making sure that the air is coming in from the right place, making sure that the air is going out from the right place, making sure that you got the right quality panels. These are the things that are going to either make or break your sauna. And if you want to see exactly how my sauna was built and how it became so good at producing an amazing quality löyly, make sure to check out the video that I made of documenting the entire process and highlighting all the most important things that you need to pay attention to. Okay, it's time to go heat this bad boy up. Before we start heating the sauna, we should address a very important question, which is how hot should you make the room? It's very important that we get the right temperature into the sauna. If the sauna is too cold, then it's not going to produce a good löyly. It's the worst experience ever going to a sauna that's too cold. On the other hand, if the sauna is too hot, then the löyly is going to be very overpowering and that's not enjoyable either. As a rule of thumb, you should aim to heat your sauna to 70 to 90. And the reason why this is only a rule of thumb is that different heaters and different saunas behave very differently. For example, every year I go to this fantastic sauna at my friend's cabin in Finland. And that sauna we can only heat up to about 70 degrees Celsius. If we make it any hotter, even at 80 degrees, it is way too hot and even we can't stand löyly that's that hot. But then on the other hand, in my previous apartment complex, the sauna used to be about 90 degrees on most nights and that was just right. And whenever it was only at 80 degrees, I wasn't enjoying that at all. It wasn't hot enough for my liking. Lots of people have asked me, why did I choose a wood-fired heater for my sauna as opposed to an electric one? Wouldn't it be more convenient? Imagine you could just flick a switch and in half an hour your sauna is ready to go, as opposed to having to chop some wood, bring it into the sauna, make a fire, come back in 15 minutes time, put some more wood in and then do it once more time before the sauna is actually ready to rock. Yes, it would be more convenient, but this is not about convenience. This is about the experience of the löyly. The löyly is much more humid, is much more pleasant. It's more like a full body hug when you have a wood-fired heater as opposed to when you have an electric heater. Now there are very good quality electric heaters these days that almost feel like a wood-fired heater. But as a rule of thumb, the löyly from an electric heater is going to be a little bit drier. Therefore, it's going to feel a little bit more like a sting on your shoulders and potentially even on your ears before you feel anything in the rest of your body. Whereas with the wood-fired heater, the löyly usually hits you all at once and it's a much more pleasant experience. Besides, chopping wood, carrying water, making fires, that's what humans have done for tens, hundreds of thousands of years. So It's not that bad, really. Okay, we've got a bit of a flame going on in there. Just put a bit more wood in there. And just before it gets too hot from here to just talk here, let's cover humidity very quickly, because it's very important to get your humidity right for the most pleasant sauna experience. The term dry sauna makes absolutely zero sense. You want your sauna to be humid. If the sauna was completely dry, which is what happens sometimes if you have an electric heater, it's going to be a very unpleasant experience. The lolu is going to come on too quickly. It's going to just be like a really sharp sting, and you're just going to feel it in your ears and your shoulders. But on the other hand, you don't want the room to be too humid either. So a lot of people make the mistake of not being patient enough to wait for the heater and the room to get to the right temperature before putting water on the rocks. If the heater is not hot enough, if the rocks are not hot enough, but you put water on the rocks, it's just gonna, it's gonna wet the heater, it's gonna splash onto the ground, and now you're gonna have a very humid room without the heat. And that's just a steam room. Steam rooms are shit. That's not the same thing as being in a proper sauna. Wait. Hold your horses. Wait for the heater to be at the right temperature before you start putting water. Otherwise, your room might end up too humid. Alrighty then, here we are. The rest of this is going to be with the action camera. I have no idea if the video and the audio quality is going to be any good, but I hope that it will be, because I don't want to water this down for you by keeping the door open or something to improve the lighting in here. I want you to get the feel of the real deal experience. Now, first of all, obviously you can see that I'm still wearing pants. In Finland, in an authentic Finnish sauna, you're gonna go butt naked. No matter where you are, it's always gonna be butt naked, because that is by far the most hygienic way of doing it, as long as you've had a shower beforehand, obviously. But for the purpose of YouTube, for obvious reasons, we're gonna have to keep the pants on. So we got our room nice and hot. We're gonna start throwing some water now, and I usually like to start with a little bit less water. I kind of get a bit of a feel for the lolu, or I get a feel for how hot did I make the heater. Not too hot today, so I can take some water. I like to use this flick of the wrist technique that my dad taught me when I was a young boy. Practiced that one a lot over the years, and it's good to try to aim for the dry rocks. So you don't just want to be hitting one spot on the heater, but instead you want to be hitting all the dry spots, because that's where you're going to get the best load from. You can just tell, like, it's so humid. It's such a good heater that it's so humid. You're like instant full body sweat. And a lot of people do ask me, how long should you stay in the sauna for? And the answer is that as long as you feel like it. I never go to the sauna looking at a clock. Like, never. It's all about load. It's all about getting to the point of feeling like you're fully cooked. You feel like you've had enough load for the day. That is when I stop using the sauna. But then again, there's all these studies that have proven that you should stay for roughly about 20 minutes in the sauna to reap the full benefits. But the thing that you want to keep in mind with those is that some of the most widely quoted studies on the health benefits of saunas have been conducted in Finland with Finnish men, in particular this one study, Finnish men in the eastern Finland, men between 42 and 60 years old. There's a very specific way in which these guys are using their saunas, and I can tell you that it's pretty similar to what you're looking at right now. They're throwing some water in there, They're not looking at the clock. They're just going in there, relaxing, letting themselves unwind after a hard day, after a hard couple of days, and allow the laulu to bring you to a state of relaxation and to bring you into a state of calm. That's how they're using their sauna. They're not going there and they're looking at the clock. Just having a little break. Typically we do the laulu thing 2-3 times maybe, and then you're gonna come out, you're gonna have a little breather. So you'll drink plenty of water, maybe you'll drink some beer. I'm not that tough, so I just stick to water. I'm a bit of a pussy when it comes to alcohol. And then when you feel like it, you get back in. It's all about the wrist movement. Want to make sure we hit some dry spots. Oh man, that was so good. So that's how you use a sauna like a Finn. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, and if you want to know more about building a Finnish sauna, for example, or if you want to know more about saunas in particular, how to do it in the Finnish way, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because there's plenty more of where this came from. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.